Jodhpur is one of India's most unique cities. Not only is it known as the Blue City, but it's also the second largest city in Rajasthan. On today's video, I spend my last day in Jodhpur before taking the train to Jaisalmer. I explore the clock tower market, take a slightly chaotic tuk-tuk ride, and visit the Umaid Bhawan Palace. This market sells anything and everything from jewellery to fruit to clothing. It is huge, and right in the middle of it there is basically a big old roundabout, so it's chaos as usual. We've got tuk-tuks, motorbikes, loads of people walking around, but yeah, so far, first impressions, it's very, very cool. Hello. Hi. Oh my god, Mum, is he selling wraps? Oh god, I was going to say. So as you can see, they're selling lots of shoes, clothing, locks, hats, literally selling all sorts. Wow. On doing a bit of research, this appeared to be the most famous market here in Jodhpur. So if you're looking to come and buy some souvenirs or just have a little look at what they sell at local markets, then I'd highly recommend checking out this one. Selling lots of fresh fruit and vegetable over here. That's very cool. Like I said, there are so many different parts to this market and you could probably walk around for like an hour. There's so many different things to go and look at. Got vegetables here, like I said, sort of clothing, jewellery. You got plates, bowls, you got plastic toys, flip-flops, everything. They literally sell everything. Me and my mum are really interested in getting a sari, and if you look behind us here, there are so many beautiful colours. We're really tempted, we're just not too sure how it all works. Like, can you buy everything together or is it like all separate? So I feel like before the end of this trip we'll definitely have bought a sari. We're just sort of figuring it all out at the moment. Okay, so we're now in a tuk-tuk heading to the Umaid Bhawan Palace, which was built in 1928 and is a symbol of the new Jodhpur. So yeah, we're paying 150 rupees to go from the market to the palace. It probably should be about a 20-minute tuk-tuk. And then yeah, there's a museum at the palace that we're going to go and check out. Just stopped at, I think, the only roundabout in Jodhpur that is actually monitored by a traffic warden. So he basically stood in the middle and lets each side go. And as you can hear, all it is beep, beep, beep. And now it's our time to go. And it's just every man for themselves, honestly. It is absolute chaos, but as always, it just works. I'll never know how, but it just works. Okay, so we've now arrived at the palace. Tickets for foreigners cost 200 rupees and tickets for Indian citizens cost 60 rupees. 200 rupees is approximately £2, maybe $2.50, so it's pretty cheap. So yeah, like I said, there's a museum inside that we're going to go and check out.
So I stayed in this hotel. So this is a big palace building and it's got a museum but also a hotel. It's a very expensive hotel, you know, now. I think it costs over £300 a night. I stayed here in 1991. I've been staying in some fantastic places for like £2.50, £7.50, and I came here in 1991. I think I remember spending £80 on one night here, so really sort of like splashed out. It was an amazing room. I mean, it was like a room in a palace, beautiful sort of like swimming pool. I remember walking into the central area, there's a dome area there, and I think it was, you know, beautifully decorated, you know, up on the roof. So it's actually quite special to come back, you know, here sort of like nearly 32 years later.
So like my mum just mentioned, this palace is half hotel, half museum. Yeah, it's very, very expensive. It's about £300 per night to stay here, but only £2 to come and visit the museum. So that's what we're going to do and check out now. And another fun fact, the Maharaja royal family still live here, they still reside here. So yeah, very cool. Very excited to go and explore. I think it's going to be very grand, very cool. So yeah, let's go inside and check it out. So the Umaid Bhawan Palace is one of the largest in the world. It's 26 acres and the garden itself is 15 acres, so it's absolutely ginormous. And the museum, like I mentioned earlier, is half of it. So it's half of the museum, half of the hotel, and then you've also got all the gardens as well. And the entire project to build the palace cost 9.45 million rupees, which I'll put on the screen how much that is in pounds and dollars, but yeah, a lot of money. Okay, so I don't know where I got half hotel, half museum. It's not 50-50. Basically, what my mum was telling me earlier, and I misinterpreted it, is basically it is part hotel, part museum. It's not a 50-50 split. Obviously the hotel is overwhelmingly bigger than the museum, but yeah, the museum is an important part of it. Of course, attracts a lot of tourists as well as, of course, the hotel. It's not the biggest museum. We've been here for about 20 minutes. I think we're more or less through most of it, but yeah, very interesting nonetheless. Very interesting to hear about the Maharaj, the royal family. Yeah, what used to be here in the palace, all the sort of old sort of monuments and ornaments and things like that. Sorry, not monuments, all the sort of old ornaments, things like that. So would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a bit of a break from exploring the streets of Jodhpur, the fort. Yeah, come check out the museum. Like I said, very, very cheap. You just get a tuk-tuk up to the top, and you also get the most beautiful views from the palace across the city of Jodhpur as well. So now I'm in the outside courtyard here at the palace. And then what you can see behind me is part of the shop. So not only do they have the museum, but they also have a shop. They're selling anything and everything from jewellery, bags, t-shirts, lots of different types of souvenirs. So yeah, we'll definitely check out the shop after we've walked around the museum. But yeah, I think there's a little bit more to go and see. I won't lie, I'm not the best with museums, but I'm going to persist and go and have a little look because it is really, really interesting. Okay, so we finished up at the museum, and apparently there's also a vintage car show here, which is kind of rogue. Wouldn't expect it here at a palace and museum. Well, palace, hotel and museum, but yeah, we thought we'd go check it out before we head back to our hotel. So yeah, here's the vintage car museum. Is that a Rolls Royce? 1935. Another Rolls Royce.
1927.
1935 it says. Wow, goodness me.
Huge.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Huge. There's me thinking that old cars used to be smaller.
I know, they're
of course,
huge.
These are the absolute top end of the range.
That is the view over there, over Jodhpur. And now we are just getting a tuk-tuk back to our hotel. We are paying 200 rupees. We're definitely paying more than we should be, but we don't know what the going rate is, to be honest. So yeah, we're happy to pay, I guess, more or less what we're paying. But yeah, back to the hotel, a quick bit of lunch, and then we're gonna head to the train station to get our train later this afternoon. Me and my mum like to leave ourselves plenty of time whether we're flying, getting a train, a bus, anything like that. So we're gonna get to the train station in plenty of time, and then yeah, catch our train to Jaisalmer. Here we go. All right. Okay, so we're now back at our hotel. Like I said, gonna grab some lunch and then get ready to head to the train station. We've come back a little earlier than had planned, but yeah, we did everything we wanted to do this morning. So yeah, now I'm gonna grab some lunch. Lunch has arrived. We've got the view of the pool as well. Right, I'm so hungry. Looks amazing. Let's dig in. Lunch complete. I don't think I've eaten lunch quicker before. I was so hungry. But now the time is 3:30, so we're going to sort of set off in the next 20 minutes or so. Our train is running about 50 minutes behind, But yeah, we're going to head to the train station on time anyway, and then yeah, probably wait around for a little bit. Okay, so we're now finally on the train after about an hour delay. There are basically 4 people that could fit into this cabin. There's me and my mum and another person, so it's not as private as it was the train from Delhi to Jodhpur. But we're sat here settled after a bit of a palaver with the delay and everything. But yeah, we've got a nice seat by the window. We're going to enjoy the views. Next stop, Jaisalmer.